All right, clap it up. This is the One West News Desk. You understand? Honor the ISBK, honor community, honor you, understand?
Right.
One West on the 25th Street, Harlem, New York. We are under command and honor. Been teaching this truth since 1969. And that truth is that the so-called blacks, and Native American Indians are in fact the true Judeo blacks, and that our oppressors is the devil that the Bible speaks of.
That's right.
I want everybody that's going on right now to hit that like button, hit that subscribe. We see all y'all on Twitter. Shout out Twitter, everybody on Twitter, hit that like button, hit that share, and we're gonna get into it. And I'm Captain Safaria, and with
Officer Mathum.
we're gonna be running out many headlines tonight. We're gonna do extended version of the strain tonight to get it. It's a lot came out.
Yeah.
It was a heavy headlines, and I'll cover just a couple. Nigeria bomb.
Right.
China doing military drills around Taiwan. Putin's crib attacked.
Yeah.
Venezuela continued to conflict. Eptien file. Ceasefire ain't looking so liable in Russia, between Russia and Ukraine. It's like this. We at a point here.
Yeah, definitely.
Where it's inevitable that there's no. They want this de-escalation of them.
Right.
I don't know where that's coming from, or why people think that's a necessity.
Right.
Because what we recognize and understand is this, right? This World War III is unavoidable. It's completely unavoidable. And the way things going now, it's like, can it go backwards? Can it go backwards? Can it go in a step of the direction of where everybody wanted to be? Everybody want peace, and we want a ceasefire. We want to come to deals. We want to come to an agreement. Gaza Strip is gone.
Right.
Ukraine has been obliterated. China's on the move on Taiwan. Trump is pushing and bombing Venezuela. Bomb Nigeria.
Yeah.
Christmas.
Yeah.
And then come to what came out this past week. The president of Iran said they're in all-out war with the U.S., the UK,
Israel.
and Israel.
Yeah.
It's looking like the end time to me.
Hey, listen, Iran has been patient. But just like you said, God has it already scripted.
100%.
Certain things have to happen. And if we look at it, right, and think about this, right, we look at America and we see all the lies and the deceit that America has done to all of these countries. And countries continue to still believe in America. We sit back and we say, how? Most High has it scripted just like this. If you think about it, right? Every time Moses came to Pharaoh, Pharaoh said, okay, then his heart was hardened. You understand what I'm saying? The Most High controls everything that's happening. And the way that is scripted, everybody has to be involved. And the only way that everybody can come to that valley of Jehoshaphat is if everybody goes to war. Nobody can be, on the sideline at this one right here. and he's causing everybody. Just like I said, Iran has been totally patient, and to speak and say that we are at war with those three countries says a lot, speaks volumes. I mean, if you understand anything about World War III, that right there from Iran is totally is a flag. You understand? Not to mention, we're going to talk about this later on, the bombing of Putin's home, one of his residents. That's if I'm not mistaken, that's against the international laws of war. You understand what I'm saying? Against the international laws of war to bomb somebody's home. But think about what the so-called Israelis are doing. You understand? They've done that multiple times. So for someone to do that now to a superpower, especially like Russia with that Oreshnik, you understand? I know that right there already pushed them to the edge right there. So United States trying to step back, but everybody knows that the United States is the number one cause of World War III. The number one cause of World War III is the United States. Yeah. And I know how many times have we talked about World War I and World War II. America was a part of the start of World War I and a part of the start of World War II. What America does is America steps back and lets all of the other countries destroy themselves. Well, this time, it's not going to be no stepping back for America. And if you think about it, right, of all the wars that have happened, American soil, and I'm talking about mainland soil, I'm not talking about Hawaii, I'm not talking about Pearl Harbor, has never been bombed. Well, them days is coming to an end, because I can guarantee you everybody's sitting back looking, and they know the history behind all of the wars, and everybody is now coming to an agreement that we are actually in World War III. And I'm talking about all these other countries. Gap just said Iran has said they are at war with three major countries. That's a wrap right there. You understand? And Iran, like I said, Iran has always been a patient country when it comes to war. Iran doesn't war unless they're warred with. You understand? For them to say that, that's a major flag. You understand? And we are bringing this because the last thing that we want everybody to do, especially when the bombs begin to drop, is to be caught, just like those Ukrainians was caught 4 years ago, shopping and partying and doing everything else. And now they in a total hell. Wasn't ready for anything. Commanding General Yohanna tells us damn near every week, prepare. Gather yourself together. Stock up. Get water, get canned goods, get everything that you can, because when the bomb hits, and I'm talking about when everything begins, it's going to be, the shelves are going to be clear. The oppressor is not serving anybody. And if you're not prepared when you come in, it's the reason why. Last couple of months, Commanding General Yohanna been telling us, fill up your car, make sure your cars are full of gas, make sure you have canned goods, make sure you're stocked up with perishable items that can't spoil, in a week or two. You have to stock up. You understand? We have a contingent plan. You understand what I'm saying? And it's going to be a point, and it's going to be a point in time where you're not going to be able to rely on anybody but the ISUPK.
No.
That's it.
We're coming to that point. And when we bring it out today, what we do every Monday is to be clear, we got to bring this to your feed.
Right.
We gotta bring the CFE. We gotta update you. We can't stay in the algorithm of garbage and everything. Like it's trying to be entertaining, but when you won't get hit,
Right.
when you won't get hit to like what's really gonna affect us
Yeah.
in the near future. We talking about all out war across the face of the earth. Everybody understand?
Right.
But is there any way you want to start with particular?
I wanted to actually start with this. And listen, this first article that we about to start with, this is a crazy article. And I'm explaining to you why, right? Because we are treated in a particular way, right? We're treated in a particular way, but the oppressors treated in a whole different way. This actually came out last week, but we was what's the name for time last week, so we didn't really get to bring it out. But did you see the young oppressor that got arrested? They took him into the back for shoplifting. And when they grab you and they take you for shoplifting, what's the first thing that they do? Listen, you're shoplifting. They catch you with something. What is the first thing that they do? Well, after that, once they grab you by the wrist and they already got the merchandise, right? The first thing that they do is pat you down. Pat you down. At least I know they do that to blacks and Hispanics. Read this article. It's a body cam video shows Ohio shoplifting suspect pulling a gun on police officers. Listen, this is after he's already been detained and taken in. Somebody explain this to me. We get ready to read it, right? Read this article. A shoplifting suspect is accused of trying to shoot a police officer at a Walmart in Ohio. Listen, they caught him shoplifting and they took him into the back. We all know once they catch you shoplifting and the police are there, they pat you down. Listen, you're in handcuffs. They don't uncuff you in the back. You stay cuffed. But for some reason, this oppressor was not cuffed. This oppressor was not patted down. It says, as seen in a chilling body cam video on Thursday afternoon, a Canton police officer arrested Shane Newman, 21, and Catherine Jeffrey, 23, on a suspicion of shoplifting. Canton police said in a statement, while processing the two suspects in the store's loss prevention office. Now listen, they're processing them. What does that mean if they're processing them? That means that they have caught them and that they know they were stealing, right? When they know you're stealing as a so-called black and Hispanic, you stay handcuffed. You're in a detention room. You understand what I'm saying? You handcuffed. They already patted you down. They checked you and everything. The male produced a handgun and attempted to shoot the officer, but the weapon did not fire, the statement said. How does a shoplifting see? This is baffling to me because I'm black. You understand what I'm saying? Because I know the routine. I know how it goes. But we see how the oppressor is treated. Not only if you see the video, right? Not only are they not handcuffed, but they sitting and relaxing. They don't allow you to sit and relax. Like I said, you stay handcuffed. A lot of times they have you handcuffed to a bench or something. or they have that pole across the wall that they have you handcuffed to. You understand what I'm saying? Somebody explain this to me. Matter of fact, really, you don't have to explain it to me because we all know why situations like this happen. Just like situations when you have the oppressor that went in and unalived all those people in that Buffalo supermarket a few years back. You understand? They mischaracterized their own people. We all know who the unalivers of the earth are. You understand? We all know who the shoplifters of the earth are. The thing is we shoplift because of the condition that we are in. They shoplift because it's a part of their DNA. It's a part of their character. It's not in our character. We're just forced to do certain things because of condition. People don't, and if you look at them, right, they don't even look like the shoplifting type, but that's the way we look at the oppressor. We have to reframe our minds. We have to pull away that veil. We have to stop looking at them as though they are above, and we have to realize that they are below us. They are beneath us. We have to stop acting like them. You understand? Because everything that we do that's negative is because of them. These are not characteristics of so-called blacks and Hispanics. What they said back in the 50s and the 60s, 87% of black families, mothers and fathers, were in the black families. It was the reverse for the oppressor, and it's still not a high rate for oppressors. And even in the situations where they are together, most of the time when you read the headlines, they unaliving their whole family and things like that. We had an article about that last week. Oppressor unaliving his whole family. He in court trying to justify or say he didn't unalive his whole family. Right. And they got evidence. Right. You understand what I'm saying? We got to start believing in us. You understand? You got two oppressors, privileged oppressors, in a Walmart, not only taken, but have illegal weapons. I wonder, did ICE show up and deport them? Because you know they don't belong here, right? We know they're here illegally. Listen, they are the real illegal immigrants in America. And we have to sit and watch the real illegal immigrants commit real illegal crimes. We looking at them like they are the original Americans. They are not. There's no such thing as an American. Those are Europeans. Those are Dutch. Those are Swedish. Those are Portuguese. Those are Spaniards. You understand? Those are oppressors. They don't belong here. When you speak of illegal immigrants, it's them committing illegal crimes in the government, in our schools, in our neighborhoods. This is what they do. Listen, 21 years old. He's been bred to do just what he did. I thank God he was in his own neighborhood. You understand? Because we've been looking at the last 4 or 5 years, we've been seeing them come into our neighborhoods and do this kind of destruction. I think they got that video where you see the police go out there and struggle as he trying to pull a gun and point the gun. You got that? You don't have that clip, do you? Oh man, it's crazy.
If I could add, if you want to stereotypes.
Right.
Mm-hmm. Everybody, the so-called Christians, they love Martin Luther King saying, judge them by the content of their character. This beast has been a goddamn unalive for so long. Violent in nature, top-notch criminal in all fields. It could be white collar, blue collar, low level, high level,
right?
What have you. That's his forte. And we want to follow right after.
Right.
They want to follow right after. Why wouldn't we? Why wouldn't we suffer this calamity that we face?
Exactly.
Suffering is utter poverty, desolence, pestilence, and destruction around. Meanwhile, he get battered down, go through the process, and still has a loaded knife.
A loaded firearm. Hey, listen, and they said he pointed it at the officers.
Pointed at the officer, and it just so happened to jam.
Right.
And then they get jammed up. He wanted down. He wanted down the line.
Listen, if you saw how he pointed it and how he went to go hit, you could see he was trying to unalive.
And this was in Canton, Ohio. If y'all not
Canton, Ohio.
you pull up
Do you need the title?
I pulled one. I don't think I have the specific one you got.
Okay. The video was crazy, right? Because, and when I say crazy, look at his face as he doing it. You can see that if he had a split second more, it would have been chaos up in there. You understand? We've been sitting back eating popcorn watching that. You understand? And the female that was with him, she just got out the way. You know what I mean? Just got out the way.
Check this out if you can see this. Or comprehend what's going on.
Yeah.
Visualize what's happening. Bear with me on that. For this now. I'm gonna read the article that I got from mine.
Right.
It's the same thing. Canton man charged with attempted murder after Walmart incident with police officer appears in court. Get a visual. Get a visual. I might push. Can I push play on this real quick? Let me see.
I think you can. It should be right because they put it out there.
Don't upload your videos to YouTube. Upload to Restream, where we will live stream it to YouTube and all.
When the video play, you're gonna see that it's a goddamn oppressor.
Listen, this is crazy. Listen, he hit.
Just rolling.
In court for
Okay.
the first time, and we're now learning more about his prior arrests and sentences and how they led up to this now viral moment. This body camera video shows 21-year-old Shane Newman reaching for a gun and aiming it at a Canton police officer.
Yeah.
Newman, now charged with attempted murder and several other charges, appeared in a Canton courtroom Tuesday. His case will now move to a grand jury, which will decide whether to indict him on those charges.
To waive his right to a probable cause.
Yeah, Ohio. Yeah.
Oh no.
To the Stark County grand jury.
The incident that led to those charges happened last week inside the Walmart on Atlantic
Yeah.
Boulevard.
4 or 5
Body camera
hours.
video shows
Yeah.
a Canton police officer
I know
and
they
a
up the
Walmart
pike
loss
from
prevention
Pittsburgh.
employee escorting Newman and 23-year-old Katarina Jeffrey into an office after they were suspected
Right.
of shoplifting. Inside that office, the officer passed
Right.
Newman down and begins asking questions.
I think they had a 2-hour stretch from Pittsburgh.
Nothing on you was gonna poke me.
So it's about 5 hours.
After sitting
It's about from
quietly for
here.
a few minutes,
About 5
Newman
hours.
appeared visibly upset, putting his hands
Look
in
at
his
him right there.
face.
Look at him right there.
Moments later, Newman suddenly reaches for a gun and points it directly at the officer, but the weapon
So
doesn't
listen.
fire.
He tried twice.
But court records show this is not Newman's first run-in with the justice system. In
Listen.
August of 2023, Newman was sentenced.
We want to stop the day. Right.
Listen, but if you looked at it right, you got him in there. I've never seen them pull somebody up for shoplifting, know that they're shoplifting, and they doing the paperwork on them
Right.
and never patted them down.
Right.
Tell me who's the officer? Who was the officer in charge?
Right. That's the question.
Who was the arresting officer? Somebody got some explaining to do. You understand? And listen, I just want to say, I don't know if it's right or not, Cap. I didn't get the outcome that I wanted. You understand what I'm saying? I didn't. You know what I mean? He had it, right? I mean, he had it. Could have just pop. No, you got something that jammed up.
He made it out of that junk alive.
Listen,
Unscathed.
no bruises, no nothing.
No bruises, no bloody eye, no broken neck.
Never.
Like Freddie Gray.
Right.
No needle and neck like
George Floyd.
George Floyd.
And think about these brothers didn't have any weapons.
Right.
They had all the reason to unalive him that day. Every reason. The cop had the gun out. Cop had the gun out on him in his face. I'm pissed off.
That's just, we got something local. Let's bring this up a notch to what else is going on. But this is just a minute. What do they call it? What's the term they use these days?
You right.
A microcosm.
The microcosm of really how they are.
Exactly.
You understand? This is just a itty bitty. This is just a peep in. You just looking. That was just a look through the keyhole. You didn't even open the whole door and walk in and see the whole world of the oppressor. That was just a look through the keyhole.
Yeah.
But God damn, man, he could have. If one could have went off. Yeah, one could have went off.
Hey, listen. You see everybody online. We got a lot of people on Twitter. Hit that like, hit that share button. Shout out to everybody online. See you, Sister Relied, Sister Olivia, Sister Brother Officer Alizar. We see y'all online.
You said Alizar? We got Alizar out there. What's going on, Alizar?
Make sure y'all hit that like, that share. Give me a fire emoji in the chat. You understand? I see it's a bunch of people on Twitter. We jumping on Twitter, you understand? So make sure you hit that like, that share button. Get this information out to the people. You understand?
Yeah.
Right.
You got something?
Yeah, for sure. I want to go to Nigeria.
Okay.
Pull this up for y'all to see what y'all. Yeah, one second. And mind you, what y'all see right here, what y'all seeing on y'all screen right now, it's actually on y'all secret day.
Right.
Y'all was so sacred. I remember growing up. Remember, we used to pray that it was snow.
Right.
We used to. I don't know about you, but I wasn't even like a Christian growing up.
Right.
But I was still praying.
Pray
When it break, please let it be a white.
Like Christmas. That's that. Listen, we all did that, man. That's that propaganda that they put into our minds. You understand? That was a lot of propaganda because we all did that. Yeah.
Absolutely gross and disgusting. Okay. But look, check this out. Check this out on y'all screen. Look, I'm gonna bring this news to your feed. Now look, scan that QR code in the corner, y'all. Check in. Make sure y'all checking in. Get your attendance and pay your tithes. Fear and confusion in Nigeria. Nigerian village hit in U.S. strike as locals say no history of ISIS in area. Why would they say that? You know why? Because the Trump administration said It's ISIS in the area.
Right.
We fighting terrorism. We
Right.
trying to fight the good fight. America first. American values.
And you,
That's like, no, we good.
yeah.
The locals like, nah, no ISIS. Ain't no Arabs, ain't no AKs, and what are they talking on their chest? Suicide bombers.
Right.
They chilling.
You know, the Nigerians rejected Trump's policies a few months back.
There you go.
So Trump put out a hit. No, stop. But they got on the wrong side of the U.S. because it was a U.S. strike on ISIS, supposedly ISIS, but we've never heard of ISIS being in Nigeria.
What is it? This is Northwest Africa.
Right. Yep.
Abuja, Nigeria, the day after part of the missile fired by the United States hit their village, landing just meters from its only medical facility, the people of Jabo in northwestern Nigeria are in a state of shock and confusion. Why are they in a state of shock and confusion? There ain't no military conflict in Nigeria.
No.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Suleiman Kagara, excuse me if I pronounce it wrong.
Right. That's
Nigeria. A resident of this quiet and prominent predominantly Muslim farming community in Tambuwa, district of Sokoto State told, excuse me, I'm struggling with the
Sokoto State.
Sokoto State. I'm struggling with the goddamn Nigeria at the time.
Right.
Told CNN he heard a loud blast and saw flames as a projectile flew overhead at around 10 p.m. on Thursday. Soon after, it came crashing down, exploding on impact with the ground and sending the villagers fleeing in fear. We couldn't sleep last night. Kagara said, "We've never seen anything like this before." I'm gonna go down to the end.
Listen, it says Sokoto State, which was hit by more than 16 Tomahawk missiles. Early Friday is populated overwhelmingly by Muslims. Now, we already know that the so-called oppressor of America, and for that, the European Union too included, all those European countries have a problem with the so-called Muslim. Now, we're not backing the so-called Muslims because we're not Muslim. We don't have anything to do with them. We don't even have a dog in the fight. Right. But just to get you to understand the hatred of America and the deceit of America, America will do anything and say anything to get into your country to take and do what they want to do. If you go against America, this right here is what happens. 16 Tomahawk missiles can hit your little village. You understand? Just like they did in 1985 in Philadelphia when they bombed 2-3 blocks of the Philadelphia and destroyed and unalived a bunch of people. It's the same thing they do there. They didn't like that movement in Philadelphia in 1985, so they bombed it. They didn't like those Nigerians, so they used the Muslim tactic and the ISIS tactic, and they bombed them. You understand? Propaganda.
That's why it's so important for them to control the media.
Right.
That's why it was so important for U.S. or Israeli stockholders to purchase
that
social media platform.
That TikTok. Right.
You know what I'm saying? Last couple of days, I don't know if you've seen it or not. Everybody complaining, what's going on with the algorithm? What's going on with the algorithm?
Right.
Why am I seeing posts from November?
Right.
And October and such.
Right.
Right after the strike in Nigeria.
Right. Because they can control what you see. And think about it, right? This is what happens because it happened so long ago when by the time you get it, it's unimportant to you at that time. That's why they do it. And most of the time, you won't see it. You understand? So now,
look, not only that, it's like if I could, I'm slightly interjecting. You're not even getting like the feed, the algorithm. It was all Eptien.
right,
Files drop.
right.
Look at this photo here. A day or two after that, I didn't see a peep.
Yeah.
Unless you're searching. No, you were saying though.
Algorithm is fake to me, meaning algorithm is control. Algorithm is not you. We keep thinking like if you thinking of little bull crap like people dancing or something or doing funny dances and stuff, algorithm works then. But when it comes to real news and things that will open you and make you abreast of what's really going on, algorithms don't work.
They got a hold on it.
It's a control.
They got a way to go in there and snatch it up.
Right. But they have a way, just like you said, they have a way to go in and all right.
Manipulate.
All right, listen. You know how when we setting up and you put in all of the hashtags, right? This is the stuff that I really want to pop up. That's how they do. They can little dumb stuff that happen. That's why you keep seeing all of these. If you look at your feed now, right, you see all of these females doing all these dances. That's it. Every time you scrolling through, that's all you see them dance. That's it, right? Where it used to be a variety of stuff, now you just seeing one thing. If you make a mistake and say the wrong thing to your phone, all that stuff be popping up. But you can say Russian war all day long and it will never come up. It'll never come up unless you search it.
Like do a real deep dive on it.
Right.
And then even after that, the feed go back to the comedy.
Right.
Go back to the live.
Yep.
The dances. And
To keep you entertained.
the entertainment side of TikTok.
Right.
Which is not all negative.
Right.
It's like
Or something to sidetrack you.
The algorithm is set up.
Right.
So, I mean, for the most part, it does, but it always brings back to an entertainment stand for something vital.
Right.
Like, this is silly. I want to see. I get a lot of CBS. I get a lot of CNN.
Right.
I get a lot of news. But what was crazy is everybody got the Nigerian story
Right.
a day later.
Right.
You know, I'm like,
Right.
This is breaking. This is absolutely breaking news. We're gonna bring out the news later on Iran.
Right.
Like this should have been like on the forefront of CNN, on the forefront of Bloomberg and everything. But why isn't it to everybody's so-called ODP?
If you're not listening to political analysts, you really not gonna know anything until it's too late.
Exactly. Like if you don't, like I know you look down, you'll listen to Bloomberg going to work, and
Right.
coming back,
Yeah.
or Apple,
Right.
and tuned in. The average chat, For You page or the For You page or your
Right.
timeline is not talking about Nigeria.
Right.
It's not talking about Venezuela
Right.
or I mean, we're gonna get into it tonight for sure because we got time.
Right.
It's not talking about the military training. Like you gotta like be really in that world of what's popping.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? If not, I'm getting a lot of what's this cat that's ready to Titan? Man,
Todd Heat.
no, the brother with the podcast.
Shannon Sharp.
Shannon Sharp. I'm getting a lot of him.
Yeah.
And Blueface.
Yeah, we getting that. Oh yeah. What I couldn't figure out why he was popping up because I don't look at no Blueface, but
Propaganda.
he all popping through. You know what I mean? Everything that he's doing now is popping up on my timeline.
Tell me, the propaganda is being pushed. That's the they push those trendy things
Right.
rather than like things that people should really be aware of.
Again, this is another thing to go back, and we ain't gonna veer too far off, but this is another reason why you should think about what democracy really is. We keep thinking democracy is freedom of speech, freedom of choice, and freedom of everything else. When they control what you can say, when they control the what you see, what you hear, when they control your news outlets, when they control the media, the social media, the radio media, and all of that, that's not, well, actually, that is what democracy is. We just been deceived into believing, because if you look at, and of course they didn't have social media back in there in Roman Greco times, right? But they controlled the people in the same way. They entertained them in the Colosseum. People begin to get antsy and begin to uprise. So they begin to have games in the Colosseum to entertain the people, to take their minds off of what was really going on. You understand? And that's what America does. America takes your mind off what's really important, the important things of the world, and America makes you turn and look this way when they controlling everything behind you, got you looking in the wrong direction. That's what America does. It's important for you to come right here to the ISUPK One West News Desk and get what's really going on. Get some kind of understanding. And just like Cap said, there's nothing wrong with entertainment. You understand? As long as you really know that there's other things that have to be, assessed out there. It's nothing wrong with, we all do the entertainment thing. We all like to, you understand, laugh and joke and play. But sometimes, man, you got to really, just like I said before, that's what happened to those Ukrainians. They was out shopping the whole day before they began to get bombed. Look at them now. You understand? Everybody running for cover. They're illegal immigrants right here. Them Ukrainians, a lot of them Ukrainians are right here. Zelensky is up there stealing from them too. You understand? They got plans, big plans. And they carrying them out, stealing from countries. They stealing from us too, Cap. They definitely stealing from us. That money that the United States is giving them is not coming out of the clear blue. Somebody tell me how much your grocery prices have gone up. Your gas and electric bill, your mortgage, your rent. You understand? This is where that money's coming from. This is why the United States can dig. Yeah, the United States, think about this. The United States print money at will. But the more money you print, that makes your currency worth less and less and less and less. But because America almost controls the global economy, that's the only thing that's keeping America afloat. That's why they started that BRICS thing. When that thing really set in, you're going to start seeing hell break loose in America. It's already doing that now. I don't know if you remember, Cap. Remember the January 6th thing hit? I don't know if you remember when you heard Captain Kahan said, eventually you're going to start seeing political pundits being assassinated. And then all of a sudden, what did you hear about those? Remember the two senator couples? Two of them got unalived.
Yeah.
And then the other two got injured. Remember Nancy Pelosi's husband? The dude was looking for Nancy Pelosi, but her husband came to the door. Hey, listen, a lot of these political pundits are being assaulted now. That thing that he said is happening now because people are getting fed up. America, listen, the real America, people starting to see the real America. And the thing about America is America, the oppressor even hates her own. You understand? So much so that you got a kid with a gun shoplifting in a store that he didn't even have to be shoplifting in. Yeah, they oppressing their own people. You understand? Listen, it's getting rough out here. Well, see, listen, it's always been rough for us, so we used to it. It's getting rough for them. And that's the reason why a lot of things are about to break out. So now it's already been rough for us. So now we need to come together and understand that we need to watch these people, because we've been walking around with our heads in the clouds and letting them be amongst us. And then all of a sudden, you know, they had another kid about 2 weeks ago, Cap, that went to a party. A black kid went to a party, and he was the only one unalived at the party. Again. Little overnight party. You know?
Shout out to everybody in the chat, drop a fire emoji in the chat. They shout out Corella Come, shout out young man Garage. Make sure I hit that like.
Yeah. You know, we keep trusting in America. We keep loving America. Listen, we can be in America, but we don't have to be a part of America. You understand? America has yet to show us love. Listen, that article, did we bring that article about them talking about reparations again? We brought that out last week. This is what America does to us. In order to get you to focus on the wrong thing, they bring up something like reparations. Now, Ukrainians have gotten reparations. The Afghans have gotten reparations. The Asians have gotten reparations. Every nation of people that come to America has gotten reparations. And they still talk. We should have been the first. I'm not saying that we're looking for it. If it comes, it comes. But we should have been the first, because we were the first in America to be abused by the oppressor.
The Israelites has been always our time here in the Americas,
Right.
especially when these black goddamn devils got here. I mean, the first transatlantic slave trade jumped off
The natives.
with the natives.
Yeah.
I done seen my man with these cats. It's always been that.
Right.
It's something to keep in mind. Something to keep in mind. But let's get a little bit more of this article, then I want to move on to
Go ahead, sir.
to the next one. I'm going to share the screen. Y'all bear with me, chat, all right? I'm going to share the screen back if I could. Just bear with me. Shout out to everybody in the chat. Drop a fire emoji if you're in there. We back on. Kagara did not realize it at the time, but what he was witnessing was part of a U.S. strike that President Donald Trump would later refer to as a Christmas present for terrorists. Not long after the impact in Jabo, Trump declared on Thursday that the U.S. had carried out a powerful and deadly strike against ISIS militants in the region, who he accused of targeting and viciously unaliving primarily innocent Christians that was not seen for many years.
Right.
And even centuries, which some people can consider propaganda.
Right.
According to U.S. African Command, Operation neutralized multiple ISIS militants. The Trump explanation has left Kagara and his fellow villagers scratching their heads, waiting on. While parts of Sokoto faces challenges with how do you pronounce it? Banditry, kidnappings, and attacks by armed groups, including Lakurawa, which Nigeria classifies as a terrorist organization due to suspended affiliation with Islamic State. Villagers say Jabo is not known for terrorist activity and that local Christians coexist peacefully with the Muslim majority. That sounds contrary to what Donald Trump is saying.
Right. It always is. You understand? America does what America does and then uses, you understand, the lies. I just want to put it like that. The lies to get people to justify what they're doing. You understand? They use the lies to justify what they're doing, even with the Russian-Ukraine war. You understand? Russia wants to come in and take over all of Ukraine and then eventually the whole European Union. When in fact, they were trying to get Ukraine to come into the, what they call it, NATO, so that they could be on the doorsteps of Russia and control Russia. It's propaganda, just like Cap said earlier. It's the propaganda that they use to control the masses, make you believe that America's right. America's right in what they're doing. You understand? And that's the number one game plan of America. That's the number one game plan of the devil. You understand? Ain't that what it did to Eve in the garden? Make you believe you missing something. You ain't getting something that you deserve. So we got to go out there and we got to help them. We got to bomb these people. We got to get ISIS. We got to do this. We got to do that. When in fact, America is the terrorist of the earth. There's no country that has ever attacked America, but America has damn near attacked every country on the face of the earth. And America is turning her back on the European Union. America's the terrorist of the earth. If you look up terrorists, it should be a picture of the United States of America. Nothing else. You should never see a Muslim garbed up or anything like that. You should see Uncle Sam.
Right.
That's what you should see when it says terrorists of the earth. Somebody tell me when America has ever been attacked.
Let's get into China.
Come on, sir. You want okay, all right.
I got something on Fox News here.
Salaki, sir, you want to send it to me and then you want me to read it?
I can. You can read it.
Yeah, send it to me so I can read it.
It's on Fox. Yeah, what is it? 1 second, check.
I got something on that pipe bomber too. We got to understand, right? America is nothing but destruction. America has given away everything that made America a halfway decent country. You understand what I'm saying? America has given away everything that has made America a halfway decent country. Gave away all their industries. Now, if your cell phone breaks or something, when you call to get your cell phone fixed or something like that, you talking to somebody in India. You talking to somebody in Pakistan. They done shipped everything, all those little jobs. You ever heard of MCI? MCI was before Verizon, right? And back in the late 80s and the early 90s, everybody worked for MCI. You had like a cell phone or a page or something like that, you talked to them, somebody downtown. You was talking to somebody black. You know what I mean? Well, all of those little industries like that, the things that could have helped us, they shipped it right out, along with the auto industry, just to satisfy shareholders. You understand? That's why we stand where we stand at now. Everybody has been relegated to damn near being delivery boys now. You understand? I'm gonna read this article Cap sent me. It says China surrounds Taiwan with warships, fighter jets, in large military drills in the largest military drills on record. China on Monday launched its largest military exercises ever around Taiwan, surrounding the island with warships, aircraft, and live fire drills as tensions spiked following a record U.S. arms sale to Taipei.
Did not Russia do drills?
Yeah,
Did not America do joint force drills with Ukraine?
right.
And we'll surely follow it. A war.
Mm-hmm.
China is going to invade Taiwan. It's just a matter of when, what time they're going to do it. You know what I'm saying?
This is
The time plan. You know what I mean?
yeah, just the time, right? It's amazing to me though, because I want to say back in the the early 90s, they had already recognized Taiwan as being a part of China. But when you have something that America wants and America is not privy to it, America can cause all kinds of uproars to cause you to go against the very people that are your people. The Taiwanese people are Chinese people. They're just on a small island somewhere else. But it's already been recognized by America and other countries as being a part of China. But now that Taiwan has something that America wants and they can't get. So we have to cause an uproar and make China invade their own country. How do you invade something that already, that's like America invading Hawaii right now. You understand what I'm saying? That's like America invading Puerto Rico or one of the Caribbean islands like they want to do already. You understand what I'm saying?
Look, this ain't nothing new. North and South Korea used to be one.
Right.
Like, this ain't nothing new. This is what the oppressor did.
Right.
Pakistan and India
It used to be one country.
used to be one.
How do you split people in half and now we different from you?
There's a reason you can't tell the difference between a person, I'm about to say brother, that's like a Pakistani.
And
He's
Cindy, yeah.
maybe by their culture, but like I saw that stuff like that. You didn't even think that.
But that's still the same. That even their culture, that's what befuddles a lot of people, because even their cultures are still the same. They just, and the thing about it to me is when you looking at each other, how the hell can you tell that you're the same people? You eat all the same stuff, do all the same stuff. Y'all just on one side and they on the other side. What's that little country? Is that Bangladesh that's in the middle? Little tiny country that they went to war with last year. You understand? And it's crazy. You know what I mean? America does what America does. America is a deceitful country. You understand? It says China on Monday launched its largest military exercise ever around Taiwan, surrounding the island with warships, aircrafts, and live fire drills as tensions spiked following a record U.S. arms sale to Taipei. The drills, known as Justice Mission 2025, involve coordinated deployments of ground forces, naval vessels, fighter jets, drones, and artillery across 7 maritime zones, encircling Taiwan. They doing all that.
This just for fun,
Right.
because listen, not Ukraine, but Russia is on the same path.
Right.
Ukraine was on the same path with the NATO forces.
Yep.
Thinking they had no fun, pushing the buttons of Putin
Yep.
and Russia, and then they like and all. Listen, man, what's going on in the earth, bro? It is unavoidable.
Yeah.
We already in the midst of the last woe, the third woe.
Yeah.
And you know what that means? Salvation for you,
Yeah, exactly.
liberation for you, black man. You shouldn't be praying for Ukraine and praying for Gaza,
Yeah.
praying for Taiwan when it happened. You want to see the flag? Listen, just like all these other cats, you want to see. I don't know what the Taiwan flag look like, but you want to know what the Taiwan flag look like and look in a little bit.
Yeah.
They want to pray for Taiwan. They praying for Nigeria. They praying for Congo.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Praying for everybody that don't count.
Say it again,
They praying for everybody that don't count.
They praying. Look, they praying for everybody that don't. You still out. But they praying
Yeah.
for everybody else's liberation and freedom, but our own.
Yeah.
And that's the problem. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Not knowing what's taking place in the earth is for your liberation, it's for your salvation. Please.
They said across 7 maritime zones. That means they must be playing up near the cap, right? Up near that maritime zone, like when you go to the top of all right, China's on one side.
I'm not sure they
That maritime zone split like this, right? So if they must be like, because you know that it go crazy up.
Like this. They all over the place.
Yeah, because they said Russia is in 7 maritime zones.
Word.
Russia itself. That country's so big, I believe they said Russia is almost 3 times bigger than America.
So look, that means what? They all over the place.
Right.
They all over the place. And now mind you, we got this going down, right? Let's go a little bit up. Now I'll make another mistake.
Okay, China's Eastern Theater Command said the exercise includes simulated strikes on land and sea targets and rehearsals to blockade Taiwan's main ports, a scenario analysts say would be central to any attempt to isolate or coerce the island.
They're trying to financially starve them literally. No outports, imports.
Right.
That's crucial to a country's infrastructure.
Right.
Why do you think they want to clean that? They got them T bridge up so quick.
Right.
Because they needed them drugs to hit Baltimore.
Exactly.
In Jersey.
Yeah.
And so Trump can get his goddamn money. Okay?
Yep.
They need them ports open so America's drug habit can continue. And their food habit, and whatever addiction it may be.
Right.
But it needs to be an open line. So they not only they doing that. Listen, they've been at war already.
Right.
You talking about a forced embargo? This is a forced embargo.
Yeah.
They cutting off their supply chain. Okay?
Yeah.
Is this not an international crime?
Yes.
Is this not war? Is this not taking over? Is this not they can't get what that mean? They can't get chips and computer chips in. They can't get food in. They can't get military aid in. They can't get food in. They can't get food out. They can't. Everything is at a halt.
Let's look at it like this, right? I believe China is their number one provider. But what Taiwan wants to be is independent.
What that sound like?
When they don't have but if they become independent, then they would allow America to come in and put weapons in Taiwan, which would be on the doorstep of China. That's what China refuses. Listen, it's all kinds of scenarios.
Let me ask you this: what and who does that sound?
Well, that's America.
Well,
That's you're talking about the Ukraine and Russia.
Yes,
Yes.
it's the same thing.
Yeah, using
Listen, you is my territory. Don't be trying to mess with me.
right. Right. Yeah.
I'm gonna, you know, I'm gonna tell you who your pappy is.
Right.
You know what I mean?
They're using Taiwan as a proxy, just as America is using Ukraine as a proxy. You understand? America doesn't want to stand and fight China toe to toe or Russia toe to toe. So use a proxy.
They're cowards.
Yeah.
The Israelis are cowards.
Yeah.
You understand?
That's why they bomb the weak.
Come on.
You understand? That's why they bomb the weak. And think about this, right? To go in and bomb a little village like you would do in Nigeria with everything else that's going on in the earth. And you want to bomb a little village. Now, like I said, again, we don't have anything to do with Nigeria. We don't have a dog in the fight, but we just making a point. You understand? This is what America does. And you know what they called America the other day? They called America a paper tiger. We said that a long time ago. You understand? America's a paper tiger. America appears to be the beast of the 90s, but America is already in decline. America has been in decline for almost 20 years. Nobody never noticed it because nobody ever challenged America. That's like you ever see somebody who was once a great fighter and all of a sudden they sit on the couch and now the last 10 or 15 years they've been on the couch, and then when they stand up to get back in the ring, they all fat and sloppy and stuff like that. They don't move the way that they used to. The skills that they had at one point have been lost and diminished. That's America. America is about to be challenged again. Countries are starting to stand up and realize that America is not the strength of the globe that it used to be. And if we're not ready, we're going to get caught up in the onslaught that America is about to feel. Here in the ISUPK, we're not going to feel that because we already prepared. We've been prepared. We just trying to get the rest of our people to hear and understand and prepare yourselves. And one way that you can prepare is listening to this One West News Desk, listening to all of these classes that we have online and getting into class. You understand? That's the strongest way. That's the strongest way and the best way to do it is getting into class. You understand? But listen, we don't mind giving you the news. We don't mind teaching you, online, but you're going to get a real feel if you get up in these classes. You understand? I ain't saying that you're not going to get a real feel by listening to the class, but you're going to get a real feel getting up into these classes. Listen.
Everybody that's online now. There's a bunch of people in the chat, especially on Twitter. Real big on Twitter right now. A bunch of people in chat. Baltimore. Hit that like button. Drop a fire emoji in the chat. Shalom to everybody that hopped in the stream.
You got it.
Shalom everybody that checked in.
Let me keep reading, sir.
Yeah, sure.
Okay, check this out. It says live fire exercise is scheduled to continue through Slovakia, through Tuesday, with China designating large danger zones for artillery fire closer to Taiwan than any previous rounds of drills. The scope of the operation has already disrupted civilian air and sea traffic, forcing airlines to reroute flights and Taiwan's aviation authority to plan alternative airspace corridors. Yeah.
It's gonna pop.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, ain't no telling when the first rep gonna be.
Right.
It ain't already hit, but it's gonna then. Let's get to the next joint now. You got the. Oh, I mean, they had their hand easy. Go ahead. Let's get that last. We're gonna drop it here.
You want-
One more like this. Go ahead.
Chinese military officials defend the exercise as a response to separatism and foreign involvement. It is a stern warning against Taiwan's independent separatist forces to external interference forces, and it is a legitimate and necessary action to safeguard China's sovereignty and national unity. Senior Colonel Shi Yi, spokesperson of the China's People Liberation Army Eastern Theater Command, said.
Now, this is the exclamation point right here.
Right.
You want to look.
The military escalation comes less than 2 weeks after the U.S. approved an $11.1 billion weapons package for Taiwan.
China said what?
A $11.1 billion weapons package for Taiwan.
Okay. U.S. Y'all want to be a proxy now.
Yeah,
They want to use Taiwan as a proxy. I'm gonna show you something.
right.
I cut off.
Yeah,
Port shut down. Ain't not coming out.
ain't no money getting in there.
Ain't not coming in.
Right.
Okay, go ahead.
It says the largest such sale ever. Beijing denounced the deal, warning it risks turning Taiwan into a powder keg and the driving region towards military confrontation and war.
Come on, man.
Yeah, that's it.
Did Manager Anna not tell you that this was gonna happen?
Yep.
Did he not tell you? Did he not warn you here in the history? Now we just waiting for D-Day.
Listen,
Saudi Arabia. We gonna get the story with Iran. We ain't get them, huh?
listen, I want before we get off of this, we got something to talk about here, right?
Yeah.
We talked about this $11.1 billion package. Where is that money coming from? They struggling. Listen, I want everybody to think about it. They struggling with Ukraine right now to the point where they trying to get Ukraine to settle on Russia's deal. They had a deal, but Russia said no. Why would we settle for your deal when we're winning the war? If we can't settle on a deal, then we'll keep warring. We'll eventually destroy all of Ukraine, and all of Ukraine gonna belong to Russia.
Right.
If that happens, then that makes Trump look like a jerk, and a joke. That's what Trump doesn't want. So Trump is trying to settle this out. So at least Ukraine will come out with some land. So now, if they having a problem with Ukraine and supplying Ukraine with weapons and money, they just now said a package that includes 82 HIMARS rocket launchers, and paired with 420 ATACMS missiles. Listen, they said, Salakia, sir, if I may, they said it takes them about a year to do 30 or 40 rockets. If they promising them 420 rockets, ATACMS rockets, how long do you think that's going to take for them to get all 420 rockets if they still supplying Ukraine?
Right.
Listen, what they was talking about earlier is that America makes promises that they cannot fulfill for the hopes that the country that they're doing a proxy war with will succumb and say, you know what, we don't want that. But Russia understands that America is under pressure, even with the Ukraine war. They understand also that they trying to go to war with China. So Russia knows that if we keep this going, it's no way they're going to be able to attack China. And eventually they're going to run dry on Ukraine.
Right.
Russia knows exactly what they're doing, and they waiting for the big all-out war. Because if they drain the United States when the big all-out war happens, guess who all the bombs going to be falling on? Right here. This is the only land on the globe that has not been militarily attacked by any other country.
Besides,
That's before they fought for their independence. But we're talking about after.
talking about besides Pearl Harbor.
Yeah, but remember, we're talking about America mainland, not Hawaii,
Gotcha.
and not, yeah, America's mainland has never been attacked. You understand? So when we looking at that right there, America's mainland has never been attacked. That means that Americans know nothing about war. We don't know anything. Well, I'm going to say Americans, because black people know about being warred against. Hispanics know about being warred against. The natives know about being warred against. But you Americans, y'all don't know nothing about being warred against. When those bombs begin to hit here, all hell gonna break loose.
Right.
Because y'all gonna see what oppression feels like. Y'all gonna feel what terrorism feels like. Y'all gonna feel fear, just like we felt fear, just like the Hispanics feel fear right now, just like the Native Americans have always felt fear. We have always felt fear, blacks, Hispanics, and natives. Your time is coming. You understand? What does that scripture say, Cap? It says, who can knock me down? Who can bring me down to the earth? That's Obadiah. Who can bring me down to the earth? That's how y'all feel right now. You want to get it, sir? Who can bring me down to the earth? You understand? Yeah, I'm already there. Listen. Obadiah, I'm gonna start at 2. Let's start at 2. Obadiah chapter 1, verse 2. Behold, I have made thee small among the heathen. Thou art greatly despised. Listen, America is greatly despised by these other nations on the earth. All of the things that America, listen, even America, even the countries that America gives money to and aid to, America gives money and aid to countries so that they can use them, so that they can control them. When America comes into a country that has been destroyed and they need aid and things like that, they have to sign stipulations that they have to do certain things for America. Give it a little more. Okay, let me start back over. Obadiah chapter 1, verse 1, the vision of Obadiah. Thus saith the Lord concerning Edom. Who is Edom? Somebody tell me who Edom is. Edom is the oppressor. You understand? Edom is the oppressor of the earth. And these are visions concerning Edom. We have heard a rumor from the Lord, and an ambassador is sent among the heathen. Arise ye, and let us rise up against her in battle. And that's what's about to happen. All of these nations are about to rise up against America in battle. And we talked about that earlier, Cap. America has went into World War I and World War II. Nobody has really raised a finger against America. In World War I, they came in at the end of World War I. They hardly got a scratch. In World War II, they came in early in World War II, but they only fought against Japan in World War II. All of the other countries were fighting against each other. Listen, wait a minute. Listen, Cap. You hit that on the money. They strategic, because what they did, they were only at war with Japan. And then when D-Day hit is when most of the people that were fighting in that war in America, that's where most of the lives were lost, when they hit the beaches of Normandy. Right. You understand what I'm saying? So when you look at that 200,000 and something people, and then you look at Soviet Russia, when they hit 2 million, 3 million people, You understand? You hit one of those countries like Belarus that lost 1 million people. All of these countries that lost millions, in America, I don't want to say it's a small number, but it's a small number compared to. So what did America do? America started a proxy war with Ukraine. And what did they do? They stepped up the front at first, and then they stepped back and pushed the European Union to the front. And now they act like they stepped out of it and have nothing to do with it, just like America always does. So now everybody else will be in war against each other again, but the Most High has a number for them this time, right? Because it ain't going to be no stepping to the back. You're going to be at the forefront of this. Listen to this. It says, behold, I had made thee small among the heathen. Thou art greatly despised. All of these nations are looking at America. And I want you to understand something too, right? The European Union hates America. The European Union utterly hates America, but they know they have to use America because America is their strength. But unbeknownst, they hate America. It says, the pride of thine heart have deceived thee, thou that dwellest in the clefts of the rock. Listen, the pride of America is what's driving America to try to force a wedge between Taiwan and China. It's doing the same thing with Russia and Ukraine. Cap said it earlier about Pakistan and India, all of these countries, North and South Korea. You understand? This is every country that is separated, that had a war and separated and broken in two, was caused by America. There is no other country on the face of this globe that separated countries like America has done. If you look at it, Iran and Iraq used to be one country. Now you got two. We so young in the game, we believe that they were always one, they were always two countries when they weren't. You understand? This is the doing of America. You understand? Whose habitation is high, that saith in his heart, who shall bring me down to the ground? That's where we wanted to hit, right there. That's the pride of America. America asks, who will bring me down to the ground? Who can destroy me? Who can knock me off of my pedestal? This is the heart and the thinking and the pride of America. You understand? I yield, sir.
No sweat, no sweat. But just like Ukraine, America creepy, backdooring,
right?
Proxy war with China here. China ain't no dumb.
Nope.
Russia ain't no dumb. You know what I mean?
Right.
Check it out. North Korea put boots on the ground in Ukraine.
Right.
Everybody getting in the fight.
Yep.
Everybody, all these nations is going to get in the fight, and it's going to be all out war.
Right.
All that so-called allyship gonna go out the window.
Right.
Let's move on.
All that's gone. All that listen, all that ally stuff. You're right, yeah. All of that ally stuff is gonna be gone out of the window. You understand? Because it's gonna be every man for itself. And everybody gonna realize.
Water corral on the mic too. Good. No, my mic was low. I had to correct.
This is gonna be every man for itself. And that's what America is hoping, because America wants everybody to fall to their knees and bow back down. You understand? To America again. You understand? America believes America, the people who are running this country believe that they still have that strength that they had in 1989, 1990, when America was the most powerful country on the planet. You understand? When at that time, that's when the Soviet Union fell. You understand? Now the Soviet Union is now known as Russia. Mikhail Gorbachev, if I'm not mistaken, was the president of the Soviet Union at the time. Ronald Reagan said some years before Gorbachev, tear down these walls. You understand what I'm saying? What Ronald Reagan got elected? What, in 1982?
I'm not
1982,
sure,
something like that. He ran 2 terms. At the end of that is when 89 is when Russia fell. Ronald Reagan was still in office then. You understand? So here we have it right now. 20, 25, 30 years later, they didn't expect Russia to rebuild as they did. They didn't expect China to be a world power like they did, an economic world power as they are. Remember when we were young, they used to always say China sold cheap stuff. The stuff that China sold was cheap. But if you look at China right now, China is economically more powerful than the United States. You understand? Mineral-wise, Russia is more powerful than the United States. You understand? Venezuela got some of the most oil richest reserves on the planet as we speak. You have all 3 of these countries coming together, not to mention India, with almost 1 billion people in India, 1.5 billion in China, and a bunch in Russia. They said that those economies alone are about 45% of the people on the earth. Can you imagine that? 45% of the economy just in those 4 or 5 countries alone. So just imagine the other small countries, South Africa, and all those other countries that's coming together with them now. You understand? It's crazy. America's pride is what's tearing America to the ground. You understand what they say? Raise it, raise it. America's going to be torn to the ground. You understand? And we sitting right in the midst of it. The thing is we don't want our people to fall with America. You understand? That's why we come on here with these articles and this news, and we bring this stuff out, because we want our people to ride it out with us. You understand? Because this empire is falling. When any empire falls, another one rises in its place.
That's right.
You understand? And the empire of the UPK is rising as we speak.
The kingdom of heaven.
The king, Salakia, sir, my bad. Salakia, the kingdom of heaven. I'm sorry. Kingdom of heaven. You understand? And either you in or you out. It's no riding the fence. It's no lukewarm. You understand? You either hot or you cold. You understand? You either got the zeal or you don't. You either want to live or you die.
No, sir.
That's it. What you got, sir?
Since we still on the topic of war.
Come on, sir.
Matter of fact, let's take a quick commercial break. Then we're gonna dive right back into this WW3. We got 2 major stories coming up after the break. Stick with us. Give us a like. Get a bottle of water. Go to the bathroom real quick.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But you do not want to miss these last 3 stories coming up after the short break. We're going to run a quick commercial real fast. It won't be long at all. Get you some water. Take a bathroom break real quick. And
Shalom, Israel. It's that time again. The ISUPK, under commanding General Yahana, presents the Lord's 57th annual Passover. That's right, the Lord's 57th annual Passover, April 4th, 2026, in Houston, Texas. All Black, Hispanics, and Native Americans are commanded to observe the Lord's Passover. This will be the biggest Passover to date. You do not want to miss this. Fresh lamb, fresh wine, and bitter herbs as commanded by the Most High. Only $200 per person ages 17 and up. The biggest event of the year. There is only one Passover, and it's under Commanding General Yohana. See you there, Israel. Shalom.
Nobody else there to compare to. Train for war, men of war, and warlike apparel. Prefer our leaders, can't get between us. Watch where you stepping.
Yeah, I'm doing this commercial. We back, y'all. We back in the building.
All right.
Make sure y'all get to that Passover. You understand it's going to be lit. All right. Now look, we still on the topic of war. I got a couple of heavy headlines here coming up, so stick with us. Let's pull this up real quick, my thumb.
Iran president.
That's where I'm going now.
Final
I'm
consult.
gonna pull it up so they can see it also. Bear with me. Make sure they can see. All right, they can see it now.
Okay.
You can go ahead.
It says Iran president says U.S., Israel, Europe waging full-fledged war on country. If Israel and the U.S. were to attack Iran again, they would face a more decisive response. Pakizians warns. Pezekians warns. Salakia. Iranian President Mossad Pezekian says the United States, Israel, and Europe are waging a full-fledged war against his country.
If I could, they like, listen, we ain't forget. They getting listen, don't for one moment think that America, the Israelis, and those you can really say the white palm-colored countries,
Right.
and palm-colored authority,
Right.
is got a heavy hand in the conflict in Iran.
Right.
Go ahead.
The president's remarks on Saturday came ahead of Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu's meeting on Monday with U.S. President Donald Trump.
Oh, you think that's a coincidence, y'all?
Right.
Y'all think that's a coincidence? It's on and popping. Man, I love when Iran in the news because I feel like that much closer.
Right.
Saudi Arabia gonna get in the fight. Come on, man. Let's get it.
They also come 6 months after Israel and the U.S. launched strikes on Iran.
Mm-hmm.
And after France, Germany, and the United Kingdom reimposed United Nations sanctions on Iran in September over its nuclear program.
Right. Don't Iran got a right to defend themselves? Can Iran have a right to defend themselves? Israelis,
Right.
America, UK. Are you the only one that can have the big gun, the big pew pew? Come on, bro.
That right to defend. They feel like they're the only ones that can defend themselves. And the thing about it is, they persecute you when you defend yourself against them.
I mean, forget about it.
How ignorant is that?
God.
You understand? We can swing and punch at you, but you can't swing and punch back.
Right.
You understand?
Right.
That's the bully of the earth.
Come on.
That's what you call a terrorist.
There you go.
Listen, a terrorist is not only just dropping bombs and you understand, shooting guns. A terrorist is also one who uses sanctions.
There you go. When
When you use laws against another country, especially when you have already broken those laws.
And not only that, to add on to what you said, it's so heavy, right? And uses the media to change the narrative to control the propaganda.
Oh, Cap said it heavy right there. They use the media to control and change the narrative. That's propaganda. You understand? When you using and America is most powerful at propaganda.
Okay.
America has a lot of our brothers and sisters fooled into believing that America is right and just in what they're doing over there. You understand? Just like you have people who believe that the so-called Israelis are right and just in what they're doing because of that propaganda and because of what they show us and tell us on the news. You understand? The lies that we hear. You understand? That's the propaganda. That's the thing that controls us and causes us to pull that lever and say, yes, I'm for Israel. Yes, Israel has the right to defend themselves. Every country has a right to defend themselves when they're fighting against another country. When that country that's fighting against them are the aggressor. Every country has a right to defend themselves against an aggressor. Hamas has a right to defend themselves. You understand? Those people in Gaza, they have a right to defend themselves. You understand? But as America puts it, you understand, they have no rights. Now, let me ask a question, right? What human being does not have rights to defend themselves? Because the narrative in the news that we hear is that only Israel has the right to defend themselves. I haven't heard them say that, you understand, the people of Gaza have a right to defend themselves. And listen, I remember hearing this as a kid when those Palestinians were getting unalived on the streets. They would show it on TV. This is stuff that they showed on TV. Everything now is what they call it is when they don't show it, censored. Everything is censored now, but in the 70s and the 80s, everything was whatever was happening over there that was in the favor of America, they showed it on TV. You understand? They showed it. And I don't know, I know they didn't see this, but a plane got hijacked by some, I want to say Afghanistan, because that's what we know, right? But we're going to just say some people in the Middle East. Because that covers the whole region. Bases. But they showed them unaliving somebody on a plane that was hijacked and they pushed the person off. In our minds, that was the most horrible thing in the world. And that vision made us believe that they were the worst wicked people on earth.
No. Flip it now.
The narrative was they never showed that 1,000 people was unalived by bombers by America over there in their country.
And the Israelis.
The Israelis. They didn't show that they were thousands of people were unalived. They just showed us that vision and they put that hate in our heart for those people over there. And the only thing we heard was terrorists.
Oh, they did the same thing to you, black man.
Right.
Why you think you plastered on every social, any negative thing that you do is plastered throughout the entire internet? And forget about your nightly news. They already debunked that. They ain't showing the white crimes on the nightly news.
Right.
They just started to do that, really. They had to with the school shootings out. So, you know what I mean?
Hey, check this out.
They violence got so atrocious that they had to put it on the news.
We ain't gonna get too far off, right? But I'm gonna show you what they did.
I do want to get back to the article, but go ahead.
Yeah, not too far off.
Yeah,
but it's connected to what you just said. They showed the worst of us, right? They pulled up an article of Chad Johnson 14 years ago getting into a dispute with his ex-wife at the time. You understand what I'm saying? And then they was trying to show it like these are the evils of sports, the evil peoples of sports. Seeing that case got thrown out. You understand what I'm saying? And they don't never do that. They just want to plaster this image of black people in the minds of so-called blacks, Hispanics, and natives and America itself, right, to vilify us. I didn't want to get too far, but you made a point right there, and I wanted to
No, you
give
absolutely.
people that point. Now that happened 14 years ago. That article came up 2 weeks ago. You understand? And they included him in that. You understand? But they didn't include the white dude from the Seattle Seahawks, the offensive lineman that half beat the girl to death. He thought he killed her. Then when she came to, he knocked out again.
They always want to control the narrative.
They always want to control the narrative.
And the propaganda is to have you in the negative limelight,
right,
and put them on the pedestal. They did the same thing with us,
right,
and they're doing the same thing with their enemy,
right. Yep.
With you know what I mean. Not saying that these other nations are our ally,
right?
Because they ain't.
They not.
They not. So, but just saying, just showing you the game they play,
right?
Showing you the game they play. This sick game they play here. We want to get some more of this article. Then I want to jump to Epstein before we close.
Okay, in my opinion, we are in full-fledged war with America, Israel, and Europe. They do not want our country to stand on its feet. Eptien told the official site of the Supreme Leader Ayatollah Ali Khomeini in an interview. Our dear military forces are doing their job with strength, and now in terms of equipment and manpower, despite all the problems we have, they are stronger than when Israel and the U.S. attacked, he said. So if they want to attack, they will naturally face more decisive responses. You know they got them supersonic missiles over there too, right? I think they want to test them. They want to get it.
Can I get a little bit more on this? It says the president. Can I get a little bit more on this? It says the president said that this war was unlike past ones. This war is worse than Iraq's war against us. If one understands it well, this war is far more complex and difficult than that war. How can you pronounce it?
Pezeshkian.
It is a short name. Pezeshkian said, referring to the 1980 and 1988, through 1988 conflict between the neighboring countries in which thousands were unalive. The U.S. and its allies accused Iran of seeking to acquire nuclear weapons, a claim Tehran has repeatedly denied. Look, listen, man, it's on and popping.
Right.
I mean, it's clear as day, Madonna.
Yep.
It's clear as day. Now, listen. Now, what does that mean for you, black man? What does that mean? What does that mean for you, Hispanic man, black man, Hispanic man, any man and woman?
Right.
You want to join with America, or is it time to separate? You let me know.
Right.
Is you gonna be downtown looking at the fireworks? What is it, Thursday?
Yeah.
Or is it Wednesday night?
What's the date? Today the 29th, right?
So tomorrow's Tuesday, 31st is
Thursday. So it's gonna be Thursday night.
So look, you gonna be down there?
Yep.
Or is it time to separate and get right with the Lord?
Yeah, I think it's Thursday, right?
Wednesday night into Thursday morning.
Thursday morning is today's Tuesday, right?
Today's Monday.
Oh shit, I'm off. I'm off. So today the 29th though, Monday.
Tomorrow the 31st.
Yeah.
Wednesday's the 31st. And then
Tomorrow,
Wednesday night
Wednesday
night going into Thursday morning is New Year's.
Right. Okay.
So-called.
Damn. I'm off.
So what we're gonna do, we're gonna continue to follow this madness.
Yeah.
That's what we're gonna do. Or we're gonna get right with the Lord. We're gonna follow your own heart, you follow your own mind,
right,
rather than get righteous counsel and righteous leadership. Because according to what we went through tonight, it's looking like the end.
Yeah.
Well, we've been prophesying and bringing out since the late 60s is coming to fruition here.
We at the end.
But we're gonna drop this article.
You're on third base, man.
I think we already dropped the article, but I want to bring this last one up if I could, Mathon.
Come, sir.
I got to bring this up. Trump has been in the news more and more. You know, he's staying in the damn news. I mean, he's like he's a celebrity president. I don't remember past president. I mean, every day, Matham is a story.
Right.
Every day is an article. Every day he's saying
Select.
I'm off it. Go ahead.
If I may though, right? I believe it's because of the arrogance of the administration that has been in the administration the last two administrations.
Right.
And because of the arrogance of that administration, because of the stupidity of the leader that's in charge right now, everybody's jockeying for position. And that's what it's because, you know, Marco Rubio is who they're calling the next runner for president alongside of JD Vance. So it's a battle between them two. You understand? So Marco Rubio is trying to pull a lot of strings that he shouldn't be pulling. You understand? Making a lot of moves for Trump that Trump should be making it. Trump don't. You ever see those interviews where Trump say, well, I don't know about that. I got to find out about it, because Marco Rubio has been pulling strings and doing stuff without. And that goes to show you, right? There are no rules in the United States government.
They don't follow their own.
They don't follow their own rules.
Shalom to all the brothers and sisters in the church. Shalom. Shalom. Everybody drop a fire emoji in the chat. Shalom, Sister Say. Shalom, everybody. Shalom, Brother Kyle. We want to get a little bit more, but I got to bring this out. This last article.
Go ahead.
But before, like you were saying, like he's like a toddler.
Yeah.
Look at me. Look at me. Listen, you're the president.
Right.
You ain't supposed to be looked at 24 hours a day, every day, tweeting. Everybody know your every location. Every day is a conference.
Right.
CNN, NBC, Fox. Like every day, everybody in the Oval Office. I'm like, yo, like, what is this?
Right.
It's like a freak show. I mean, if I'm wrong, let me know. But
oh no, you hitting it on. You hitting it on.
Let's get this last one though, and then we're gonna run. And then we're gonna get out of here. I know y'all heard of this one. You want me to send this one to you?
Come on, sir. Isaiah 3:12. As for my people, children are their oppressors. And that's how he rules. He rules like a child.
All right, check that. Check that. I sent it to you just now.
Come on. I got it, sir.
Check this out, chat. We're gonna leave you with this one here.
All right. You gonna go ahead?
Go ahead.
It says, woman told FBI she was sex trafficked as a 13-year-old in Michigan. Wow. This story has been updated with new information. A woman reported to the FBI that she had been sex trafficked by Jeffrey Epstein from a yacht based near Muskegon in the summer of 1984 when she was 13 years old and pregnant. The 2020 report submitted as an online tip is included in the trove of Epstein's files, released by the U.S. Department of Justice this month. It is among at least 2 files alleging Epstein's sex trafficking of young girls extended to Michigan. It is unclear whether the FBI followed up on this tip.
Now look, I got a firewall on here, but my thumb got the whole thing. Keep going.
In the August 3rd, 2020 online tip to the FBI National Threat Operations Center, the woman said she was sex trafficked on a yacht in Lake Michigan. by her uncle and Jeffrey Epstein from May to September of 1984.
Hey, shout out to Keita.
The woman said she was 13 and pregnant at the time.
13 and pregnant. Now, this story is so horrific, man.
Right.
This story is so terribly horrific.
Did you hear that?
Yeah, I've seen plenty of coverage on it. Go ahead. Yeah,
It says, according to the report, she told the FBI she gave birth to a baby girl and her uncle unalived and disposed of the body in Lake Michigan.
Now look, the uncle was letting her, letting people take advantage of her.
Right.
As sayer.
Tricking her out.
And then tricking her out, and she got pregnant.
Right.
And now she gives birth, then they unalive the baby.
Right.
And this is what they do next. Go ahead.
The woman said Epstein was orchestrating a deal along with her uncle where different men and a few women and girls would come to a variety of boats and yachts and pay money to force me to do with them when I was 13 and pregnant. Redacted. The word redacted.
Right. 13 pregnant, doing all these horrific acts with other young girls. And listen, Trump was there. They killed a baby,
right,
and dumped it in Lake Michigan.
Right.
And Trump was there.
Was there.
He was there. This is your president.
Right.
This is your white hope.
Right.
President Donald Trump. Understand and recognize this real quick. President Donald Trump raped young women. Not only young women, children.
Right.
Children. And this was his lifestyle, along with his friends and colleagues, the people he surrounded themselves with. They were rapists. They sexually assaulted children.
Right.
And murdered a baby. You think that was the only one? You think that was the only murder?
That was normal.
This is standard practice.
Right.
Any more?
According to the file, the trafficking happened mostly from a yacht in Lake Michigan, originating from Mona Lake. Mona Lake is a small inland lake near Muskegon that is connected to Lake Michigan by a recreational channel, according to MichiganWaterTrails.org.
A bunch of filthy scumbags, man.
Right.
They're gonna get some more of these files, but we know already, Donald Trump is a rapist and sexually assaulted children.
Right.
Children. That's what you voted for, America. No, man, the coons. Oh my gosh, the coon. Right. Oh, you gotta look past. Right. He's a businessman.
Right.
He be gonna get money. You voted for a child sexual predator.
Right. Chomo.
Anything in closing, my thumb?
Hey, man, it's part of their character. It's in them to do exactly what they're doing. The problem is we envy them so much. We delve into the same things that they do. You understand? We get ourselves fixated on them so much that we feel like, oh, we can do that too. This is the reason why we get caught doing everything that we do. This is the reason why you got a Diddy sitting up in jail right now, because he believed he was just as good as the oppressor at doing evil. When you think you as good as the oppressor doing evil, you end up in the same place the oppressor ends up. The difference is the oppressor gets out, you don't. You understand? That's just how it is. And this is the reason why the Most High tells us to separate ourselves from them, come from among them, meaning leave their holidays alone. You understand? Leave their filthy ways alone. You understand? Celebrating that Christmas, celebrating that Thanksgiving, celebrating that New Year's and things like that. These are the things that connect us more and more with the oppressor. So much so that, just like Cap said, it's going to be a bunch of us out there standing on the side of the docks right with them in the cold weather, watching fireworks go off, celebrating a new year to come in when the new year doesn't even start in the middle of the winter. Things that we don't understand. We don't understand anything of the oppressor. The only thing that we understand is partying, drinking and partying, smoking, drinking and partying. The same thing that the oppressors do. And we fall into those traps and snares of the oppressor because we want to follow right behind the oppressor. I yield, sir.
In closing, just like my thumb said, you want to party like a white boy.
Yeah.
That's what they say. Party like a white boy.
Yeah.
White boy wasted.
Mm-hmm.
I'm saying the water for everybody checking in to the One West News Desk. In closing, what we got to recognize and understand, we are in the midst of the third war. This is the last war. You don't want to be out here messing around. You online, everybody online, recognize and understand this. You got an opportunity to get and be on the right side.
Right.
Don't get caught up following after the heathen. We want to party just like the officer said. You want to get white boy wasted come New Year's.
Right.
Come on, man. Ukraine, Russia, China, Taiwan, Iran against UK, US, the Israeli, Trump bombing Venezuela,
Trump bombing Nigeria.
and Nigeria. Things we covered right here on the news desk. There's more turmoil internationally coming.
Yep.
And with that, this is the One West News Desk, and this is the ISUPK. Started on One West 125th Street, Harlem, New York. We are under Command and General Hunter. We've been teaching this truth since 1969 that the so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians are in fact the true Jews of the Bible, and that our oppressor is the devil that the Bible speaks of. We'll catch you back here live at the One West News Desk next week. Shalom.
Right.
Shalom, Israel. It's that time again. The ISUPK, under Commanding General Yahana, presents the Lord's 57th Annual Passover. That's right, the Lord's 57th Annual Passover, April 4th, 2026, in Houston, Texas. All black, Hispanics, and Native Americans are commanded to observe the Lord's Passover. This will be the biggest Passover to date. You do not want to miss this. Fresh lamb, fresh wine, and bitter herbs as commanded by the Most High. Only $200 per person, ages 17 and up. The biggest event of the year. There is only one Passover, and it's under Commanding General Yahana. See you there, Israel. Shalom.
Nobody else there to compare to. Train for war, men of war, and war like apparel. Prefer our leaders, can't get between us. Watch where you stepping.